Wonderful. Okay. All right. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining for another live trading room here with the Trading Pit in with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading. I just wanted to say, guys, I don't know if you know this, but we're celebrating 3 years. The Trading Pit is 3 years old. So we might have more interesting stuff and surprises coming up because of that, because of our nice little celebration. But just, stay tuned, keep an eye out, and, just enjoy the live trading room today. Take your notes, enjoy. The markets are very, very crazy in the last few days. So take advantage of that. Okay, take advantage of that. Lachlan, are we ready to go? Oh, I think we lost Lachlan there for a second. Let's have a look. Let us have a look. For the time being, by the way, guys, here in the chat, let's make sure
it looks like to need to back up.
Oh, there we go. Lachlan is coming back to us. Lachlan is coming back to us. There we go. There we go. Enjoy the session, guys.
All right, have a good one, guys and girls. So welcome, everybody. Hope you are absolutely magic. Now, I am going to make sure, guys, we've got good internet. We've got good internet. Now, that being said, I'm going to grab the share function for you here. Let me grab our screen. We'll start sharing. We'll make sure that we've got all of the right things on the screen, which I do believe that we do, which is fantastic. Okay, as we did last time, ladies and gents, we'll turn off the camera towards the start of the session just to make sure, that the camera feed is not interfering with, certainly with the charts. I looked at a YouTube video recently, and all of these incredible FDAX trades that we were calling, they're actually covered up by the YouTube, which covered up by the camera, I should say, which is not exactly perfect. Now I'm going to grab some microphones as we roll in, guys. The markets are doing very, very, very similar to what they did yesterday. So we've got really good volume today, guys. Our volume is cruising in. What are we sitting at the moment? Volume is sitting 91,000. Ahmed, how are you? I hope you're fantastic. So we've got some big volume coming in today. What does that mean? We're in for a volatile session. That normally means we end up with a lot of really good trades. So all of that is probably going to end up being pretty good fun. Now, guys, we'll run through our charts quickly because we are going to be running across multiple jurisdictions today. So firstly, guys, welcome. This is the European Open Trading Session. I'm Lockie from Samurai. Guys, are going to be running the session for and on behalf of TTP. Guys, we're having a lot of fun, guys, running the session for TTP. So again, guys, big thank you to TTP for endorsing what we are doing. Now, guys, we're going to do a trial of the live trading room today. So this is going to be quite good fun. We do need to prep for it though, because there will be people that are not only watching us for the first time. Sounds a bit static, Keith. Okay, I can have a play with that. I can have a play with that shortly. So let me roll with that one. So guys, I'll run through our risk disclosures first. So again, the majority of people today will be trading either futures or CFDs. Guys, just be advised that there is risk in trading both of those asset classes. So you've got key risk will be risk of making money. Also, there's also a risk of losing money. A lot of people out there in the world focus on losing money only. But in the game of trading, we actually have the risk of making it as well, which I do think is kind of exciting. Now, we are going to be trading on leverage or margin. What does that mean? We borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. What does that ultimately mean? As we've got the chance to make a lot of money really quickly. We've also got the chance of losing it quite quickly. So, as what you'll focus on today, and certainly what I will focus on, is a very, very key skill as a professional trader, which is being a professional risk controller. Right. So that's what we're ultimately going to be doing. Now, what I will say, as information in the presentation today is general information only. We are no longer allowed to use the past performance of our financial product, guys, as a reference for future performance. We used to be able to, but the fund police, particularly in Australia, started to get a little bit upset. And as a result, we now have to pretend we've done nothing in the past and it's all absolutely brand new, which as you no doubt appreciate, it's not. But we'll just play that game. Now, guys, in terms of market risk factors, what we do have to mention today is that I'm going to be doing my best, guys, to call trades in the market as per the education that we use, guys, at Samurai. There's 10 different strategies we're going to be following today. The strategies have been around, for those that haven't been in the session before, the strategies have been around. I started futures trading in August of 2007. I started writing my own strategies in August of 2009. The majority of the strategies that we are going to be implementing today were written, guys, in early 2010 through to mid 2010. I haven't actually changed the way that I trade the market for literally 15 years. Okay, so what we do is a very, very high strike rate. You're probably going to see that again today, and we'll just get very, very good at doing the same thing over and over and over again. Now, by way of introduction, ladies and gents, effectively my history, very, very quickly, I spent 15 years in the army. Guys, I've always been either buying shares or stocks or managed funds. Excuse me, I was a Forex trader and also a CFD trader. And then in August 2007, I discovered futures trading and decided I would never look back. Now, guys, I am a father of 3, husband to a keto. I'm a passionate educator. And as I've actually realized recently, not only am I an adrenaline sport junkie, but I do love traveling. As and when I think about it, I've actually been traveling since December 2019. So suffice to say, as if you enjoy traveling, then day trading is a really, really exciting path to follow. Now, the chart layout and what we're going to be focusing on today, guys, most importantly, I will draw your attention to the top. We will be focusing on 10 signal sets today. Effectively, we've been doing 10 signal sets for a long time, so no surprises. First and foremost, we're going to be using CSA or candlestick analysis. The 4 wows on the left-hand side, guys and girls, are ultimately what will generate the most of our signals today. We will be using delta trading. Delta is a proprietary indicator that we use to hunt the banks. We'll be using a delta V1 and also delta V2. So I'll explain that as we get into it. All the way down the bottom, guys, everything we do is about ratio and static versus dynamic. So just a quick one for the relatively new traders, as I would suggest it's a good idea to wait for the 5-minute chart candle to close before you make a decision about the strength or weakness of the candle and therefore enter the trade. As you're called a static trader, so you wait for the candle to be static before you make a decision. We do pick up slightly less static trades versus dynamic trades. So dynamic trades are traded actually during the actual formation of the candle itself. As now, judging by the market volatility today, volume is 92,000 at the moment. That's quite high. So the dynamic traders, you're going to have to be on your toes today. There is no doubt about that. We've already picked up 3 very, very good trades in the pre-market, guys. So my wife, Akito, who normally trades with us on the open, but she's actually over her daily goal for the day. It brings up a really great point. If you've hit your daily goal for the day already, guys, and I'd love to find out, has anybody else been trading in the pre-market? Because if you have, there's been some incredible trades that have already gone through. So, guys, if you have traded, yes, quite a few of you have already traded. So suffice to say, as again, it's a really, really great teaching point, I think, for everybody, guys. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Once you've hit your predefined financial goal for the day, it's a really, really good idea to run away, come back tomorrow, do the same thing again. As the reason I say that is one of the most popular mistakes being made globally by people who don't trade well over the long term is they make a large amount of money at the start of the trading session, then they go and give it back. So what we need to do is, I don't know if anyone, excuse me, I don't know if anyone's ever done that. Guys, I've done it, and so therefore I set very, very strict sort of KPIs for what we're going to be doing today. And guys, I'd suggest to everybody, if you're new to trading, once you've made a couple of $100 US, that's a really, really good amount of money for about 35 to 40 minutes in the charts. As we come back, we do the same thing tomorrow. We literally do the same thing day after day for 9 months. And eventually you'll find that $200 US per day becomes $1,000, $2,000 US per day. Guys, that's where trading becomes really, really good fun. Now, all the way down the bottom there, our last little wow, guys, is ABC and stair step. So everything we do is about the stair step in the market. We're clearly going to be reversing against the step, guys, or we're going to be taking continuation trades with the step. Now, Since the start of my futures trading career, ladies and gents, we've had a motto of let the market do the heavy lifting. What does that ultimately mean? The market will actually generate the signal for us. It's going to tell us when to trade. It's going to tell us how to trade. It's going to tell us where our stop loss goes. It will also tell us where our target goes. And if we get larger chart trades occurring at the same time, which as I look at my charts right now, we are about to pick up. Let me just have a quick look. We're just about to pick up 15-minute chart static bar reversal short, guys, on both of the US markets. So what does it mean, guys and girls? If we do get a short trade on the American markets and you've got some experience in trading, you're going to try and hold those trades for a minimum of 15 minutes, guys, and get it to go as long as possible. Trade emergency check, please. Cole, do you need the emergency number? Do you need the emergency number for... Right. Okay. So I do have that. Guys, has anybody got the emergency number handy by any chance? I can go and get it, but I've also got to do all the Fibonacci. So if someone else has got that emergency number, guys, great. There we are. Thank you, Keith. That's the number. Very good. All right, guys, I'll keep perfect, mate. I'll keep going. So, guys, when we get into the charts, guys, what you'll find is that our charts are laid out as you can see on the screen there. Most importantly, top left-hand corner, guys, is the NASDAQ. Really, really good chart for beginner traders. It's got a $5 tick. S&P 500 down the bottom, guys, really good for intermediate traders. It's sitting at a $12.50 tick. FDAX, guys, for expert traders, it's sitting at a $25 point. So it is very, very easy to make money on the FDAX. It's also quite easy to give it back. And again, the FESX down the bottom right-hand corner is a reference chart for effectively all of the European Open sessions. In fact, I might say, guys, observation, there's a couple of European Open live trading rooms that actually don't use the FESX as a filter. And as a result, they just keep on getting smacked over and over and over again. So if you are going to be trading the European Open, guys, please, 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 please make sure you watch the FESX. It's the largest market in the world at this time, bar none. Guys, it is the biggest. And if it decides to go down, it's going to take everybody with them. And therefore, it's a really good idea to make sure you to watch that. Now, what to expect, guys? So this is the European Open. Ultimately, we're looking for 12 to 15 trades. We will be doing both short and long range targets. Typically, guys, those going for longer range targets are using split contracts. So they go for an early first target, neutralize their risk and let their profits run. As that is by far my most preferred way to trade the markets, because we can have incredible risk to reward ratios. As we can also take some money early, get a bit cheeky with our stop loss and let the market run in our favor, which is always good fun. Now, when we do start trading, guys and girls, I will do an RCP or risk control point. Please don't get risk control point confused with our stop loss. So the risk control point is when I suggest we neutralize the risk on the trade, and that's going to be about a quarter. So literally 1/4 of the current market volatility when we get in. Now, the markets are quite volatile, which is exciting. Flip side being is just watch for that RCP point. Guys, and a little bit of a misinformation out there in the world of trading. There's a lot of people out there that focus on a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Guys, as much as we can do that, the world has moved beyond that. It's kind of like 20 to 25-year-old teaching. What we'll be doing today, guys and girls, is we'll be controlling our risk quickly. We'll be letting our profit run. We ideally want to do what we did yesterday and the day before, which is get into trades where we end up with sort of 100, 150 risk to reward ratio in our favor, which is obviously a lot more fun. Now, guys, we also run a US closed live trading room. Guys, the difference between them, they normally get more trades. This morning, guys, in that US closed trading session, they actually got 26 trades this morning, which is kind of good fun. Guys, the US close does move a lot faster, guys. The risk is larger, but the stops are also larger. So the European Open session we're about to get into is a really, really good training ground for new traders to get their heads around what we do in the game of trading. So running the LTR, guys, really, really key point. We'll be doing profit first, education second. A lot of the people that are in the charts with us tonight have been with me for more than 12 years. So you might see some pretty big results coming through. That's being done on purpose, ladies and gents. A number of people are probably already short on the NASDAQ. And if the NASDAQ runs in the European Open, that's going to produce a very big short trade. Everything we do, guys, over 90% strike rate. This strike rate's been proven since 2010. Suffice to say, guys, we're pretty transparent about that. Again, we did take a losing trade yesterday on the NASDAQ, followed by, I think we had 6 wins and 1 loss. So, guys, we do occasionally get losing trades. Suffice to say, we're relatively good at what we do. Now, in saying that, guys, YouTube transparency, Samurai Day Trading is the channel. I put a video up every day, guys, highlighting the pros and the cons of what we did in the trading session. So if you are not, guys, if you're not following us on YouTube, that would be very, very smart. As flip side of that, as I've just released a book called Brokers Exposed. There's a lot of Forex traders that are coming to us saying, Lockie, why can I trade futures really profitably, but I can't trade Forex profitably? If you read the Brokers Exposed book, it's going to tell you exactly why. So point is, guys, personal considerations for today. If you're brand new to trading, please watch, listen, and learn. I'll answer as many questions as I can, primarily in the last 15 minutes of the hour. If you are an experienced trader, guys, then do exactly what you normally do. And if I can help you with anything, please ask. Guys, we are going to seek to maximize the profit and minimize the risk on every single trade. So please do watch for that RCP or risk control point. Guys, and please note that if a trade has got too much risk for you, please do not take the trade. Guys, my current Instagram is literally i.love.trading. You know about YouTube is Samurai Day Trading. And thank you, guys and girls, for all the support. Guys, on YouTube, my goal was to get well over 1,000 subscribers. We are well over 1,000 subscribers now. The channel's growing very, very quickly, guys, which means that there's a lot of people out there in the world. There's a lot of people out there in the world that want to know how to trade consistently on a daily basis, guys. And I think that is a very, very important point. Right now, guys, we're going to get into the charts. Look at this little NASDAQ. It's taken off to the high side, which is beautiful. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, so we'll start with the NASDAQ, top left-hand corner. Please note that originally you guys were reversing off the 133% fib extension off the 60-minute chart. You've just pushed through to the 161.8 fib extension. That's that really thin dotted line running across the chart. Guys, over the top of that, you've actually got a really powerful Fibonacci, guys. That little green Fibonacci there is off the 4-hour charts, right? So we are looking potentially, guys, at a number of larger charts all reversing simultaneously. Now, I do need to mention to all of the S&P traders, guys, you've got a round number right in the middle of the chart there, which is 6,000. So the NASDAQ shorts, guys, are going to go really, really well if the S&P closes below 6,000 and starts falling. Guys, if the S&P gets stuck at 6,000, it's going to affect the shorts on the NASDAQ. Now, a couple of things about the US markets, if I can. Guys, both US markets have actually triggered 4-hour longs. Let me just double check that is the case. That is definitely the case. So both of the US markets have triggered 4-hour longs. In saying that, they're a very, very long way into 60-minute longs. So I would suggest at this point in time, ladies and gents, for the short range 5-minute chart traders, that we are selling the markets down is going to be far more effective than buying the markets up. Now, some of you guys, I've marked the 3 trades that we picked up already in the pre-market. Some of you will be keeping a very close eye, guys, on these Delta V2s. Okay, so the Delta V2s, they're the little indicators that have got diamonds on the end of it. So just pointing out, guys, on the NASDAQ, if you're currently short on the Delta V2 there, okay, so the sellers are coming to the market because of a failure at the 161.8 extension. So if you are short on that red diamond there, you've got another red diamond there, you've got another red diamond coming. Guys, if this is what they're going to be doing on the open, guys, the long range shorts are probably going to be really good fun. Okay, now the flip side of that, as most important thing for the NASDAQ traders who are short already is your Fibonacci retracement initially will be drawn up to catch them on the way down. Okay, look at all these diamonds coming on. So you guys are short at the moment on the NASDAQ. I believe Ahmed is short as well. If you guys are short on either the static bar reversal, so you've got a -3 rated static bar reversal, perfect. If you're short on the V2 or the V2, guys, you want to try and hold that short to the 50 fib. If we break below the 50 fib, you want to run all the way down to the 76s. Well done, Cole. Well, good results, guys. Good results. Already results coming in. Session hasn't even started officially yet, which is exciting. So NASDAQ, what we're looking for is what we're looking for, as I said earlier, Nasdaq, you've just rolled into a 15-minute chart static bar reversal short with incredible ratios. S&P 500 is trying to do the same. Now, the S&P 500 won't go as far as the Nasdaq, guys, because it hasn't stretched itself out as far to the high side. Right? So for the Nasdaq traders, I want you to keep, if you're short at the moment, guys, keep a very, very close eye on that 50 fib. That's the red one running across the screen at the moment. If we push below that, we're going to go down to the 76s. But if you are short, guys, you've gone from the top of the jar, you've gone at least 10, 20, 30, 40, at least 50 ticks to the downside. So please make sure you lock in profit. So neutralize the risk on the trade. Rakesh, how are you? You've done a 10, a 20, and a 50, and you're still in. Sam, how are you, mate? You've done a 50 on the SPR and NQ. They're beautiful trades. That's absolutely brilliant. Now, across to Europe. Let's across to Europe. A couple of big things that I need to talk about in the Europeans. Sorry, let me grab a bit of water. So with the Europeans, guys, they look very, very cranky indeed. So much so they've just blown my Fibonacci. So we're going to have to go and do that one again. So first things first, guys, on the FESX, the monthly buyers are getting caught at monthly Fibonacci extensions. So this is what the market normally does before a correction. So if anybody's talking to you about a correction, there is definitely one coming. Now, flip side being, as the sellers are actually failing to trigger the weekly short just now, and at the moment, the buyers are trying to push back up into key Fibonacci levels. That's not going to go very well for them. Guys, so today, again, right across the board, we are looking for long-range shorts, right? So long, it's exactly the opposite to yesterday, guys. Yesterday, we were looking for long-range longs. Today, it's long-range shorts, right? So everybody, honestly, guys, today, you should be able to belt your monetary KPI markets up. Guys, on the FESX, if the FESX was to buy, the sound is gone. Okay, hang on one second. Okay, let me just, what I might do, I'm going to just move our camera away. Just hold on one sec. Now, guys and girls, I'm going to switch microphones. I've just got to be careful with this one because it's really sensitive. What is the sound like on this microphone? Okay, is that sound better? Okay, right. So I've just switched, I've turned my camera off and I've switched to a lapel microphone, so a professional recording. Right, so we're going with lapel. All right, there we go. It's lapel mic. Not to be rude, guys, but I've been doing some recording. I've been doing some recording for TTP, and I've got some really amazing microphones, and yet the one that works the best is the most simplest. And guess what? We're on it right now. So, so there we go. All right, now, guys, we're going to get a wriggle on. What I've got to keep everybody aware of is I've got two really powerful danger candles here on the FESX daily chart. As if the FESX gets much lower, if it gets to 5485, okay, which is right here, we're going to trigger a danger short. Now, not being rude, okay, that's potential meltdown stuff. Okay, so let's just put on here. It's a daily short, guys. It's a danger candle. We actually identified a number of weeks ago, and it's a very dangerous candle for these guys. There is no question about that. Now, we also have, just to point out again, for those that are not aware of what we do, the FESX has actually gapped up at the start of trading a couple of days ago. They mathematically have to close that gap, guys. It has to occur. There is no question about that. There will be some people out there in the world that argue it. We've never seen a gap not closed, so I think we might win that one. Suffice to say, if we start going down today, as on the European markets, if we go down today, it's going to be very impressive and it's going to move very quickly. Okay, now down to the 4-hour chart. One of the dangers of this trading session, guys, is we actually get caught on the wrong side of a 4-hour trade. Now, at this point in time,
there are no 4-hour trades to be concerned about. Right? So that's good. So one of our primary considerations for the European Open is not an issue at this stage. 20, Mark, well done. 20 times 2 on NQ. You guys are punching through results already, which is very exciting. So that's brilliant. And don't forget tonight, guys and girls, we've got our global client support webinar on. So we'll be answering lots of questions as about, again, what we do, why we do it. We're going to be talking about some advanced training coming up. Guys, that's all on tonight. So please don't forget that. Should actually be quite good fun. That's our first official client support webinar for global clients, guys, the first one. So that'll be good fun. Now, the flip side of all of that, guys, drop down to the 60-minute chart. At this point in time, guys, there's nothing really that interesting on the 60-minute chart. The only thing we might need, is once again, I'm going to draw my Fibonacci up in order to catch them on the way down. As we're cruising through that 50 fib. So if these guys were to sell down, and get down around those 76s, we're going to get some very powerful reversals. For the Nazi traders, do I have anyone that is still short? The reason being, guys, is every time you get a Delta V2 or a red diamond, it's telling you that the institutions are selling the market down. So if you are still short, guys, this is going to move into be quite a good trade. Just be aware that as we come into European Open, which is only around 3 minutes away, I was just going to be super aware, please, that, again, the market might bounce first before then continuing the sell down. Okay, so just be aware that if you're short now, it's going very well. We want you to try and stay short. But again, please make sure you've got no risk on the trade. Down to the 15-minute charts. At this point in time, there's nothing on the 15-minute charts, guys, other than it would suggest very heavily that we're going to turn around and we're going to buy first on the FDAX, and then we're going to sell pretty hard, right? So buy first and then sell hard. I'm going to override that Fibonacci I just put on. Knowing the way the Europeans work, guys, I'm going to do a tighter Fibonacci here. Fibonacci looks like that. Now for the FDAX traders, again, guys, if you're an opening candle FDAX trader, then absolutely brilliant. I'll try and guide you as best as I possibly can. At this stage, I'd suggest we're going to be using a dominant candle Fibonacci extension. We're also going to be very keen on the rules with the opening candle, and that is that we're going to wait for the opening candle, which is 2 minutes and 13 seconds away. We're going to wait for the opening candle to go climactic first before we then look for the level that it's failing at, before we then take a trade. Now, that being said, there's a backup trade for the FDAX traders at 22640. Okay, so as we come into the open, if they shoot down really quickly and come back very fast, whoops, that's the wrong button. If they do that, guys and girls, there is a backup trade here, literally right here, okay, that we're going to keep an eye on. Now, my 4-hour Fibonacci, needs to be flipped. So at this stage, what we'll do, how long have we got? 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's a ton of time for us. So what we're going to be doing, if you're short on the NASDAQ, guys, again, well done. Just make sure that you lock in some profit, please. Please be aware the FDAX loves to go to the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. It's just like all Fibonacci's. We draw it up to catch us on the way down. Fibonacci is not palindromic. It must be drawn the right way. I have a sneaking suspicion these guys are going to smash down. So NASDAQ traders, if you are short, well done. If you are short, well done. The interim target for the intermediate traders is 21285 above those 76 fibs. So above the 76 fibs. What we're now going to do, guys, again, we're going to focus on the FDAX primarily, okay, for the opening candle. Now, the opening candle is going climactic already. So that does mean, guys, that, again, we're going to have to watch for the Fibonacci extension failure. The extension failure today, guys, is probably here. So let's just watch for that. Guys, they're slowly pushing their pre-bottom further and further. I would suggest we're going to get a really fast start here on FDAX. Guys, the FESX normally goes back to the 50 fib of the day on cash market open. That means we're going to get a fast start, and it's going to be a buying start for the FDAX traders. Okay, so let's just wait. We'll just let them count down to 0. They're very jumpy. Guys, very jumpy already. So again, at this point in time, if we push down, I'm looking for a long, guys, on the FDAX. So we need to push down first, please, FDAX. No, you push down first, please. NASDAQ traders, just let this opening. They're very angry, guys and girls. So if you are short on the NASDAQ, you're going to stay short. I'd bring my stop loss in above those 76 fibs. For the NASDAQ traders that trade the opening candle, as you're looking for a long, as over the top of those 76 Fibonacci's, your long is going to be my black line. That's if you can hold around about 40 ticks of risk. Guys, here comes the FDAX. So guys, we're looking for an entry on FDAX long, guys, at 595. So looking for a long around about the 595 mark. If you trade the opening candle, we have had a 133 fib extension failure there. Okay. Now, just watch the risk. NASDAQ traders who are short, I want you to move your risk in further. Right now, we've gone climactic. So for the FDAX traders, you're looking for an entry at 595. Guys, my order is on the screen, just so everybody's super clear as to where the order is going. We'll just see what these guys are up to, guys. But if we trigger at 595, let me just watch very, very closely. Nazi traders who are short, you're just staying short, please. Just stay short, stay short, stay short. Right. The first trade is triggered on FDAX, guys. First target's out. Risk is controlled. Second target's out, guys. Please bring your risk forward a little bit further on FDAX now. We're out with 2 contracts already. Got no risk on the long range target, please. Guys, 5s are out, 10s are out. We're going to try and go for a longer range target here, guys, on FDAX. So around about the 20-point mark would be amazing. You're already out on your first 2 targets. All right, stop loss comes through even more positive now, guys. Worst case scenario, FDAX will be 510.5. Come on, little buyers. Come on, off you go, please. Don't you dare. Okay, so I've been ATM'd, guys. Again, beautiful trade. It's worth about $445 US. So if you're on that trade, well done, guys. If you're holding the risk for longer, well done. Okay, now, so FDAX traders, climactic failure. We waited, we ended out. So over the pre-market box, going back the other way, we waited for the 133 fib extension failure. It's exactly the same thing as what we did yesterday, and it's done exactly what it's meant to do yesterday. If your risk control is looser than mine, guys, I want you to go for long range targets. If we feed into that static bar reversal there, it's going to absolutely fly. Paul, well done. Well, oh, Christian, 510.20. Well done. All right, NASDAQ traders. I've got NASDAQ traders who are still short, please. I got NASDAQ traders who are still short. I promised you this was going to end up being a very large trade. Okay, S&P traders, you guys are still short as well. Just confirming, I've got NASDAQ traders still short, please. We're going to give you some more targets. Oh, wow. Okay. I did say, guys, I did say to TTP when I came in, today was going to be volatile. Right now, again, we are in 15-minute shorts on both American markets as already briefed. Guys, we're in 30-minute shorts as already briefed as well. Okay, so again, the FDAX traders, again, for the Nathans of the world, guys, again, you guys are going to try and hold for the 50 of the day. All right, so that's going to be for the FDAX traders, a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It's a 50-point trade, guys, or $2,500 US per contract just to pull that trade into perspective. I'm already out, guys, on my trade. I've got a relatively tight ATM, so I can focus on running the live trading room as opposed to trying to run my own trades. Guys, I do get enough opportunity already in the day to trade. Guys, these are buying deltas. So the green diamond deltas, guys, on FDAX, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all valid. Guys, this static bar reversal is highly likely to trigger. They're highly likely to push to the 50 fib. All right, so at this point in time, guys, I want the FDAX traders to hold for around 50 points with their intermediate targets. Guys, if you're holding for 50 points, you're looking at a $2,500 trade, which is incredible. Okay, incredible. Remy, you got 300. Okay, all right. Now, what we're looking for, guys, NASDAQ. All right, here we go. NASDAQ traders. All right, that black diamond going back the other way, guys, is a Delta V2. Now, what we're going to look for is we're going to look for an entry once the new FDAX. Oh, my lordy, lordy. So for the for I can't not laugh, guys. Look at this. Look at this. This is really good fun. Okay, so we are looking for, guys, the Delta V2 long on the NASDAQ, guys, is at 263.75. 263.75. Now, again, your volatility is around 73. So a very, very easy target, guys, will be around about the 20 to 25 tick mark. Okay, now if you are going to go long, guys, on the Delta V3, you are so close to your first target, it's ridiculous. Now, at this stage, guys, what we want to be aware of is that the S&P is pushing back into its 5-minute chart trend indicator here. So if you are long, guys, if you are long on that black delta, guys, we're looking for a 15 to 16 point first target. Okay, you guys are now sitting at 20 ticks first target. So if you're long, guys, well done. Okay, if you're long, well done. Please, 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 please understand that the NASDAQ could get to the bottom of this daily close, guys, and fail. So if you've gone long on the black diamond V2, Delta V2 long, guys, it's already gone around 25, 26 ticks in your favor. So guys, if you're following my risk guidance at 14 to 15 ticks, you're going to cut your risk off. 20 ticks is the first target. And then if we keep bunching around here, guys, we're going to wait for a pivot-based reversal. Now, that being said, guys, again, if you've taken the Delta V2 long already, guys, we're going to wait for a brand new lower low before we take the next trade again, please. All right, so we're going to wait for the lower low and we're going to go again. Thanks, Lockie. Have a great night, everyone. Yes, Lee, well done. So, guys, we've got a number of people. So 416 ticks for the week, 148 for the day, Lee. I'm very excited for you. Now, guys, we've got a number of people that can't attend the client support meeting tonight, guys, or the trader support meeting because they've got silver and gold wedding anniversaries. I did advise them that that was not acceptable, but suffice to say, I think their wives have won. So apparently a silver wedding anniversary is more important than a chart meeting. I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Nathan, you got 6, 12, 21, and 53 on the FDAX. Mate, you are having a blinder of a week. Mate, that is that is very exciting. So, guys, interesting point. I've just taken the grid off, but please note, guys, please note for the FDAX traders, it's all about the 133. The FDAX has loved the 133 for around about 9 years. No surprises at all.
Hey, Lockie, have a look at the exact same time yesterday. What happened?
Yes, I said as we started today, I said, I reckon this is a rinse and repeat of yesterday. Absolutely.
Same price level too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Within a point.
Well, so guys, interesting point. So again, and Cody's come in, guys. See that 161.8 fib extension? That's from yesterday. That's what we reversed off yesterday. So we've just been paid by Fibonacci twice. I think that's very exciting. Done and dusted. Alistair, well done, mate. Very excited for you. So keep punching, please. Keep punching winning trades. Ken, 265 for the day. Ken, there were many, many moons ago, mate, there's no way we could have said that. 265 ticks on NQ, 265 times $5 is over 1,300 US. That's got to be 1,300 reasons why today's a good day, man. It's got to be. So again, let me label charts up, guys. Would you believe we are literally only 8 minutes into our trading session? Okay, so again, we picked up the long on FDAX, pretty obvious, guys. Picked up the long on NASDAQ. Now we're basically just waiting for the NASDAQ to determine what it's going to do. If you're looking at the NASDAQ, guys, asking the question, why is this not going up hard, guys? It's because we're getting caught, guys, in the middle of the S&P 500 trend indicator. Time for a whiskey. Well done, mate. So you, I have to laugh, Nathan. You've been in the trading room for 9 minutes, and it's already finished. It's already done. That's okay. As that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. So I would suggest at this point in time, guys, I'd suggest at this point in time, now accuracy of Fibonacci is incredible. Right? So for those that went short at the top of the jar when we came in, guys, today because of the 161.8 extension, they normally sell down to the 100. So the NASDAQ has done what it normally does perfectly. It's absolutely perfectly. Ken, absolutely. See you a little bit later on tonight. Perfect. Louis, 55 times 5. Mate, that's a huge trade. Right? So well done. So Louis has got an additional Fibonacci on his charts, which I'm going to throw on for you. So guys, we're off to a dynamite start, and it brings up a really good point. Guys, if you've had a really, really good start to the day, please don't overtrade. Guys, please don't overtrade. That means, continuing to push the button even though you're way over your daily goal. Now, again, Akito, did you get that delta? Okay, so Akito is now 3 times her daily KPI and is currently leaving the office. That's my wife. so she's 3 times her KPI, guys. So we traded over here. We took that V2 delta short. Guys, we took that V2 delta short, and we took a 76 fib reversal short, and she's just taken a delta long after failing at the 76s. So it's kind of the same, guys. It's kind of the same thing repeating over and over again. For the FDAX traders, if you don't trade the opening candle, if you don't trade the opening candle, we are now looking for the sellers to push down, fail at the pre-bottom, and we're going to try and pity back off some of these deltas going back the other way. Now, again, if you did pick up the opening candle trade, guys, many of you are probably way over your daily goal, right? So please be cognizant of that. I'm going to just move that off the screen so we can see clearly. We might be, so tell you what I might do, guys, to make it a little bit cleaner as we just cruise down to a signal. I'm going to grab my Delta V2 indicator. I'm going to change the buyers, guys. I'll change them to dark green, okay, only so they become a little bit more visible there, okay, because it's probably the Delta V2 that's going to win the day. Rakesh, well done, mate. Well done. Okay, so everybody who's finished trading already, guys, again, you know the moral. Please don't overtrade, guys. There's no love in overtrading. For the NASDAQ traders, we do have a lower low. We're not taking these shorts. We're looking for a long. So for the NASDAQ traders, guys, we're looking to re-enter the same Delta V2, guys, at 21264. If you enter the same Delta trade twice, guys, if you trade the same Delta trade twice, we're looking for an entry here, guys, of 264, and our risk control point, guys, is 267.50. Right, so that's our risk control point. If you trade off the same level twice, guys, plus 21 done for the day. Nathaniel, well done, mate. That's absolutely brilliant. So even the younger traders in the LTR are belting their targets, which is very exciting. Now, for those of you who are trading statically, we're waiting for the current NASDAQ candle to close before we look for a trade. Before we look for a trade, let's just watch what these guys are doing. Again, it's all for the NASDAQ traders, guys. It's all about the S&P 500. Right? So the resistance that we're facing at the moment is this S&P 500 daily 50 fib. Guys, it's also they're down into the MDI. Now, these guys are trying to sell down into a daily close. That's probably not going to go very well for the S&P. So we'll probably see some late buying on the NASDAQ, some late sort of end of candle buying. For the brand new beginner traders, you're waiting for this candle to close before you trade that delta long. Guys, at 264. FDAX traders, we're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. What we're looking at, it's just given us another pre-bottom reversal. Sorry, guys, I took my eyes off this. Some of you may have gone long, guys, over the top of the pre-bottom at 595. It's exactly the same entry we picked up last time. Please don't, guys, please don't enter the FDAX in the last 90 seconds of the candle, as your backup trade is going to be that little green diamond right there, guys, at 608. All right, that's going to be your next potential trade. For the FDAX traders, again, if we do sell down in the next 35 seconds and tag the pre-bottom and then come back over the top of it, we're actually looking for the same pre-bottom trade we took on open at 595. For the S&P, I've got no new trades for you. For the beginner traders on NASDAQ, I want this current candle to close back over the pre-top, right? So you see this little pivot running through here. I want to get back over the pre-top, guys, in order to allow the traders to go long, guys, at 264. Now, so NASDAQ, what are you doing, please? What are you doing? You are going to close. Okay. So what it means, guys, is we've closed under the little pivot here. It means that the new traders can't go long at 264. Okay, if we do push down and get a slightly lower low, guys, the experienced traders can go long over the top of the 76s. Okay, which is just here. I can't get anything on S&P yet. And FDAX, okay, the green delta, guys, the green delta looks like it's going to be your trade. If you're going to enter the FDAX, guys and girls, at 608, your first target is 613. So if you are trading off that delta and you can carry the risk, as if you can carry the risk, as again, the risk on the trade is a little bit too much for the beginner traders just yet. As now for the slightly more advanced traders, if you are long at 608, your first target is 613, and you've just gone through your first target. Now, again, guys, if these guys are not ready to reverse yet, please do use that 5-point first target and risk control point on FDAX. It's only $125 US, guys, which is a very, very fast 125 US. For the beginner traders, guys, we're going to wait for the sellers to sell back down underneath the pre-bottom, and then we're going to look for a long over the top of the pre-bottom. So you've got a far lower risk trade. Just let me watch what's going on here. Let me just look at the FESX though. What is the FESX doing? Okay, guys, we're going to scrap that pre-market box trade, please, on FDAX. The reason being is the FESX has just closed into a daily short. Okay, now, right, so we're closing daily short on that one. If we closed on that one, not quite. Okay, what it means for the FDAX traders, guys, again, is if you do want to trade off the pre-bottom, guys, your entry is 92 and your first target is 97. Sorry, I may have called you out of that trade. As again, the FESX is not yet ready to trigger that daily short properly. Okay, so what does it mean? As again, if you've gone long over the top of the pre-bottom, as your backup trade is the delta here, guys, at 608. If you're going to take 608 now, guys, please be advised your risk control point is 613. If you're long over the top of the pre-bottom, guys, you're in a really, really good trade. That's a second tier reversal. So I may have talked you a little bit out of that trade, guys, and then tried to get you back into the trade. The delta is the backup at 608. If you're long at 608, your first target, guys, is 613. Okay, so your first target is 613. You're through your first target, guys, on the Delta V2 as a backup. The FDAX looks like it's going to turn really well here. So if you are on that delta at 608, you know the first target, guys. Your second target is 618. Everybody's controlled their risk on the FDAX. They can't lose any money. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't matter. Okay, might not be ready to run just yet. Okay, now for the Nasdaq traders, for the static traders, those waiting for the candle to close. Why is those waiting for the candle to close? The Nasdaq has absolutely no idea what it's doing. Okay, FDAX is proving a lot easier to trade. So guys, if you did pick up the pre-market bottom, well done. If you've picked up that delta, guys, the second time through, absolutely perfect position for the delta. So these guys have sold down, failed at a brick wall. We went back into the institutional buying at 608. It's gone straight through the target. Okay, now, what are you doing, NASDAQ? I think everybody's getting ready to turn to the high side. Right? So again, for the FDAX traders, if you are long at 608, you've gone through your target. If you did go long here the first time, you've gone through your target. If you went long on this candle, you've gone through your target. So the FDAX traders are slowly pulling away 5-point trades. To enter off the pre-bottom again for the FDAX traders, we do need the sellers to push down through the pre-bottom, create a lower low, ideally fail at that daily fib and then come back through. As if we don't quite get that low, we're going to be loading the delta again for another reversal. Okay, now All eyes are on you. Okay, good. Here comes NASDAQ. Absolutely brilliant. So for the NASDAQ traders, for the beginner traders, we are going to try and put you in, guys, on that black delta there, guys, at 264. We're not going to do it while this candle's closing, and we're going to wait to see if they close over the pre-top. All right, let's watch what they do. If they don't close over the pre-top, I can't put the junior traders long. Now, senior traders, you may have waited for the lower low, then gone long over the 76s, as I suggested. That's gone around 30 ticks to the high side. So worst case scenario, first target's out, risk control out. FDAX went below the pre-market box, so I can't send you long over the box. So guys, be very careful of that delta, guys, at 608, because we're now assuming a close over a pivot. So we've literally gone down, closed on the pivot, then gapped under it. So we can't buy the FDAX, guys, for around 5 minutes. Andrew, I do hope you well done. So trade of the day so far, guys and girls, the one for YouTube. What are we going to do today for YouTube? The FDAX is by far the easiest today. There is no question about that. It followed that 133 failure algorithm perfectly. It just literally did exactly what it was required to do, which is, mind you, as Cody said, nice, complete rinse and repeat. Cole, the NQ pre-market was incredible. There's no doubt about that. Now I want to get the beginner traders long, guys. Cole, well done, mate. That's huge. Do I have any of the more advanced traders that are long on that black diamond V2, guys? That's the one we spoke about at 264. Is anybody long on that? Holding for long. Anna, well done. Well over your daily goal. Keep going. Keep going, Anna. That's very exciting. Is anybody long, guys, on the Delta V2? Okay, we've got a lower low. Some of you may have gone long over the top of the 76s. Some of you may have taken the Delta V2. I'm looking for beginner traders to give them a really cool trade. This is going very, very well. It's very, very well today. FDAX, if we get a 4-point turning bar long, as it's a long way away, 3 minutes away, but if we get a 4-point turning bar long, it will be incredible. FDAX traders, you've had up to 3 times to grab exactly the same delta. Exactly the same delta, depending on how you trade. All right, so I'll just put a 3x next to that. As I save all of the screenshots, guys, out of the live trading room. So do that on purpose, guys. It builds up the most incredible archive of wow, check it out. Check it out. Toby, that's okay, mate. That's all right. No. What we're looking for, Toby, looking for a big, strong candle closing on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. And then we're going to probably pick up a really, really brilliant trade. Andrew, I'm out at $2,300. I better go and see my wife. Yes. But that's a big day, right? That's a big day, 2,300. There's a lot of people in the world that want to earn that in a week. So if you've done that today, guys and girls, absolutely phenomenal trading. That's well done. Shelton, somehow NinjaTrader paid all of my targets, but I lost money. I need to see your trade executions, mate, because it sounds like that doesn't obviously make sense. Unless you're on the MNQ, and you're using really, really tiny targets, mate, send me a screenshot, and I'll have a look at it for you. Now, again, what we're looking for is 4-point turning bars. Which we are probably going to get on all markets simultaneously. Now, I'm going to, the dark green, I'm going to flick this one, guys. I'm going to flick this one to black diamonds. Again, only because I love skiing, but also I keep on talking about the NASDAQ being a black diamond. I'm going to switch the FDAX to blacks only because they're really obvious. It's really, really obvious entry points. Okay, which is always good fun. Okay, so let's wait for the candle to close. Guys, it looks like we're going to get a 4-point turning bar on the FESX, FDAX. Highly likely. NASDAQ, no, you guys have blown your volume up. Okay, but you're probably going to go in sympathy with the S&P, also blown its volume. Okay, so again, just going to have to watch. I'm just going to have to watch what we get here. Let's just watch very, very closely. I'll watch very, very closely. Okay, we've obviously got a smaller Fibonacci failure here as well. Let me have a quick look. So I'm going to draw my Fibonacci up to catch them on the way down. And they're nestling perfectly around that 76 fib. Only because they gapped under the pivot did we not go long. Otherwise, we would have had another blinder on the FDAX. Jürgen, well over KPI, switching your sim, mate. Well done. That's brilliant. Okay. That buying signal, guys, on NASDAQ is tradable. There's no doubt about that. It's a 20 times efficient candle. Now, the deal with going long, guys, what's our time? The deal with going long on the NASDAQ, guys, if you are going to go long, guys, it's a very, very powerful candle. It's a 20x rated candle. Now, the flip side of going long, I need to know where your counter Fibonacci's are. So fact is, guys, that's our first static trade for the day. That's our first static trade. Again, it is a valid long. Guys, there's no doubt the risk is probably too much for the majority of the beginner traders. As again, if we get a retrace to Fibonacci, we can probably run our stop loss behind the Fibonacci. But as a standalone signal, guys, the risk is actually too high. So let's just, again, we'll do a Fibonacci retrace. I'll also do a Fibonacci retrace. I'll see if I can get the beginner traders into a better trade. Okay. So we've got a perfect 23 retrace at this point in time, guys. The risk is going to be 10, 20, 30. The risk will be around about 40 ticks with that retrace. Now, if the sellers sell down, guys, tag the Fibonacci and then fly back through. If they were to fly back through, we're considering a long. At the moment, we don't have that long yet. Greg, you got +8 times 20 and +16 times 10. So 30 contract trade, mate. Well done. That is brilliant. Right into the 4-hour round number, Louis. That may be correct. Let me just double check. I'd suggest at this stage, guys, with the long on the NASDAQ, the risk is too high. So we're looking to enter long once we get the sellers show down and come back through at 295. For most people, the sellers, guys, I'd suggest the risk is too much. I'd suggest the risk is too much. Therefore, we're better off actually waiting for a better trade. I'm just going to bring my NASDAQ chart onto the screen. I just bring the NASDAQ chart onto the screen because there is an alternate Fibonacci on the 4-hour chart. Now, that's the Fibonacci I had on before we started the session. Okay. Louis, have you got a bigger fib than that? Have you got a bigger fib? You might have a bigger fib. Okay, let me get rid. I'm going to just get rid of some Fibonacci's. So at this stage, guys, the sellers are retracing down. They're retracing too far for us to take a safe trade. Let me just get rid of all that. 1, 2, 3. So risk is too much to enter long, guys, at 295. Now, flip side being, if you can hold your risk behind the current retracement, 10, 20, 30, 40. If you can hold 50 ticks of risk, guys, you can go for a 50 tick target. Okay, no problem with that at all. If you can hold 50, then you can go for 50. Your counter Fibonacci issue will be here. I don't think many traders are happy to hold a 50 tick risk. Has not shown any interest at all. And going long. So that screenshot sent info. Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you. Too high to go long on the NASDAQ. Risk is too high. S&P 500, guys, there's a FDAX. Let me get rid of that. We're looking for a 4-point turning bar. We didn't get it. turning bar, but again, we didn't get a complimentary. Your next trade, if we were to get a lower low, so I'll clean this chart up for you. If we were to get a lower low and we were to actually cruise through the pre-bottom, we might be looking for another reversal again around about the 595 level. Okay, now 90% is just above. Yes. So guys, at this stage, risk is too much on the NASDAQ. You're far better off saying, you know what, I'll just wait for a better trade. I've got Shelton, saying that the sound is losing. Guys, are we losing sound? Are we okay?
Occasionally you're dropping in and out, but majority you're okay.
You know why? That's because I'm using a lapel mic and I turn away from the microphone to look at other charts. So I have to turn my shoulders that's all right. No, it's all good. That's all good. So the answer is don't turn my head. So that'll be it. Now, guys, we'll just let the buyers do what they're doing. FTX, I would love to get a lower low. That would be really exciting. Swing trigger long. Yes, we are about to get a 30-minute chart swing trigger long. As on the NASDAQ, you are 100% correct. Now, the really sexy trade, guys, the really sexy trade on NASDAQ will be an efficient candle that closes over that 61.8 fib, closes over that actually gives us a really shallow retrace and a really beautiful pop. What we're then going to do, guys, we're probably going to end up trading the NASDAQ up. We're going to end up failing at these 76s or this blue 61.8 across here, and we're going to pick up exactly the same pre-market trades. We're going to pick up the same trades again at the same levels, which is always good fun. That is always good fun. Now, again, it's been a big day, guys, so far. So if you're over your goal, just hold on one tick. If you are over your goal, guys and girls, please trade in sim. Don't be romanced into taking another trade. Some of the traders have done more than 200 ticks on the NQ, guys. It's $1,000, $1,000 US. Daily KPI on that one is normally around about 100 to 200 US. So again, that's a really good effort. We're not going long for all of the reasons that I spoke about. In fact, we're looking for shorts on NASDAQ. Look at this. As if you are a short delta trader, can everybody see those two red shorts coming through here? We've got a short at 285.50. You've got another short here. As if you do get another one, guys, if you do get another red diamond, these guys are likely to turn around and plummet. Steve, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. So, guys, if you are a reversal delta trader, the fact that they're buying up and they've hit that 141.4 fib extension, let me just show you where it is. They've come back up, they've hit there. The risk on the long is too large, so we couldn't take the long. The buyers have come through, failed at the 141.4 extension, come back down and started selling deltas. Right now, those selling deltas, as if the S&P 500 turns, the NASDAQ is highly likely to turn as well. Now, pros and cons. As again, we're right in the middle of the MDI. So right in the middle of the trend indicator, there will be a resistance level. So again, you can, guys, for the junior traders, we're waiting for a static bar reversal short. So we're waiting 1 minute and 50 seconds for the candle to close. For the senior traders, if you're going to take the red diamond short, guys, if you're going to take the red short at 286.50, 286.50, your risk control point, guys, is right there, that black line. So what we're going to do at that point in time, guys, we'll put a target just at that black line. We're going to cut off the risk on all of the other shorts. And if this is the turning point in the market, it's going to run a fairly long way. For the beginner traders, we're waiting for the candle to close before we take a trade. Now, the deal with the middle of the MDI, you guys are fully aware that we've got to be very, very careful about the middle of the trend indicator. Guys. That's where a lot of people normally get stuck on crappy trades. So if we start getting stuck in the middle of the trend indicator, then basically the NASDAQ, we're just going to have to park the NASDAQ until it gets excited again and breaks out of its current trading range. I would suggest that the NASDAQ is having trouble going up because the S&P 500 is not only at retracement levels, but also at the 141.4 extension. So for the S&P traders, Again, I've drawn that Fibonacci down. If you guys get high enough to get filled on these two static bar reversals over here on the left-hand side, then you can use this 76 fib retracement to grab that older static bar reversal short and just run it down for your full set of targets. Okay, nothing new. I've got nothing new on the FDAX at this stage. Again, the little S&P 500 guys, again, we're trading back into 6,000. So incredibly round number. It looks like the buyers are not having a lot of fun guys at that 76. The candle is actually closed as the buyers have effectively lost control of the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. FDAX, the candles are starting to close inside the range of the previous candles. So we kind of need Europe to decide what it wants to do. For the static bar traders on NASDAQ, you have not got a trade, guys, at this point in time. So for the static traders, you don't have a trade. I'd suggest for the beginner traders, guys, or those that are looking for an incredibly high probability trade, if the buyers decide to break out of the current range and push up here to the 90, as you're going to be picking up that static bar reversal over there. Now, the flip side of the SBR is if that's going to happen, if we do that, then I'm going to wait for the candle to close all the way up there. We're going to prove the failure on the candle close, and then we're going to hit them pretty hard. Okay, that'll be the goal. For the FDAX traders at this point in time, for the DAX traders, you need to sell down through the pre-bottom, create an even lower low in order to pick up a pre-bottom reversal. Okay, let me just have a look what these guys are doing. Okay, now a reversal up the top, guys, of the NASDAQ coming back down towards the MDI is a lot more fun than in the middle of the MDI. So let's just watch what they're doing. FDAX, what have we got? At this stage, you've got a lower low. We didn't quite go low enough for the pre-bottom. We didn't go low enough for the pre-bottom. Let's just watch very, very close. Oh, NASDAQ is setting up already. Okay. I'm trying to watch both at the same time, guys. And the funny thing being is they're going in the opposite direction to each other, which makes it a little bit more fun. Your 76s are just there. Okay. If the FDAX sells down, your volume's okay at the moment, guys. If the FDAX sells down and goes well below the pre-bottom, we're looking for a pre-bottom reversal. Worst case, we're going to get filled, guys, at 595. Worst case, we get filled at 595. S&P 500 traders, you have now gone high enough on this candle to be filled at the higher of the static bar reversals. So guys, your fill entry point there again would be at 60,000, 6,000 and a half. I'd be a little bit careful on the S&P going short, guys, into 6,000. Okay, simply because it's a very, very round number. If they get stuck over the top of 6,000, we'll get caught on the wrong side of the market. FDAX is slowly cruising down to doing exactly what we want it to do. So in a perfect world, the FDAX is going to go to touch this level, that little right there. So 587, guys, we want it to go touch 587 or go a little bit below 587. That would be amazing. Okay, now again, we're starting to get very, very fussy on the FDAX because the volume is low. Guys, we've also had a really good run on the FDAX today, which is awesome. Okay, so we've had a good run on the FDAX. These guys might come down really, really quickly, guys, and then come back the other way. We've just got to try and enter before the last 90 seconds of the candle, and we've only got 3 seconds to go. So at this stage for the DAXy traders, guys, we've gone into the last 90 seconds. I would suggest at this stage we're safer waiting for the candle to close over the pivot than looking for the trade. Now, the FESX doesn't agree with my mentality. So you have got a double bottom here, guys. If you do want to go long on the FDAX at 595, if you do go long at 595, please be aware your risk control point will be 22600, okay, or literally long at 595, risk control will be 600. For the really, really new traders, we're going to wait for this candle to close. We're going to wait for the sellers to absolutely prove they're failing by blowing up their volume, and then we're looking for a long. For the NASDAQ traders, understanding the S&P is selling down into 6,000, Okay, understanding it's selling down into 6,000. To sell the NASDAQ short, guys, on these static bar reversals, of which there are 2 of them. There's this one here and there's a little green one there. To sell, guys, to sell the market short underneath that 78.6 Fibonacci, to sell them under that, guys, we're waiting for this current candle to close. If the S&P closes over 6,000, guys, or gaps onto 6,000, then we've got to be a little bit careful about selling the NASDAQ. It just means we're going to wait for the buyers to push through a little bit, and then we're going to sell the NASDAQ at exactly at 0.825. So for the beginner traders, you've got a static reversal short. Guys, at 308.25, you need the buyers to push up above that level. Right, so you need the buyers to push up above the level. You might as well make it 308 even, guys. So 308, absolutely phenomenal caliber, 308. If you are going to go short, guys and girls, at 308, if you are going to go short at 308, it's all the stock standard risk control points. I would suggest your RCP, as your RCP is going to be here. If you are happy to take a trade short at 308, guys, and you normally trade off Fibonacci extensions. If that's what you do, guys and girls, there's a really good little trade there. FDAX has just shot off the screen. So for the FDAX traders, again, we're not going long on FDAX, guys, so very, very glad we're careful with this one. The FESX has just closed below yesterday's low and gapped below the low, which means we can't go long on FDAX off yesterday's low. Now, this is going to probably try and suck the NASDAQ traders to the downside. So again, if you're going to go short on the NASDAQ at 308, it's got a risk control point of 304. Okay, so 304. Let's see what these guys are doing. I would suggest, guys, the sellers are probably going to engage the NASDAQ pretty aggressively. So we're looking for a short at 308. We're trading the static bar reversal on the left-hand side. I don't mind if the buyers, guys, push up here at all. Okay, I don't mind if they push up. They're kind of exploring. I'm watching what these guys are doing. So the buyers are pushing up really, really nicely. That's about the 3rd buyer push. So hopefully these buyers get caught up here and get absolutely slammed. For the European-based traders, guys, if the FESX cannot stay below yesterday's low, and if it turns around and comes back up and closes inside yesterday's low, and the FDAX does the same, the FDAX traders are looking for a static bar reversal long, or a pivot reversal off yesterday's low, provided the volume is okay. Your volume is really, really good. For the FDAX traders, you can't take these deltas short. Here comes the sellers on NASDAQ. So FDAX, you can't trade the delta short, please. You're assuming you close over a brick wall. Right, boom. NASDAQ traders, guys, if you're short at 308, your first target of 304 has been taken out. Please consider reducing your risk on that trade. Guys, now you don't have to do what you're told, guys, but I strongly suggest risk control points are very, very smart indeed. I'd suggest by the savage nature of those sellers, guys, they're going to have another crack at the buyers again. All right, so if you are going to try and hold on to this reversal, guys, for a slightly longer range target, if we get down to 16s again and they don't completely obliterate the 16s, right, so they're down at 16s again, guys, okay, you've just gone through your 20 tick target. Now you would consider starting to reduce your risk for the long range targets as well. Right, so if you are short at 308, okay, again, this is a 76 fib reversal backed up by a ratio-based static bar reversal on the left-hand side. It is mathematically perfect. The only thing that's going to be harassing the NASDAQ, guys, is the S&P over 6,000. So if the NASDAQ is going to go for longer range targets, it's up to the S&P to get back under 6,000 again. Now, if you have gone short on the NASDAQ, guys, obviously entry is 308. So entry is 308. Risk control point is 304. Your first target is 303. So a 20 tick target. You've gone through that now. Some of you may be holding for 20s and 50s. Guys, there's no counter Fibonacci against this move going back the other way. So again, we are into the last 15 minutes, guys. I've literally just looked at the clock. So we're coming into the last 15 minutes. For those that are not used to what we do, Guys, there's a number of traders that will walk away from the computer for the last 15 minutes because that's when the markets consolidate, waiting for the 60-minute chart traders to make their decision as to what they're likely to do. Okay. So DAXI, again, guys, the only thing we can take in the last 15 minutes is a pivot-based reversal. We're setting up that pivot-based reversal at the moment. Guys, what does that ultimately mean? The buyers are going to have to get well above yesterday's low before we take a pivot-based reversal. Ahmed, you got 21, 31, 41, and you're still short. Mate, well done. That is fantastic. Mate, that looks like you've picked up. Mate, did you pick up that green static bar reversal over there on the left-hand side? Is that the one you picked up? Yeah, well done, mate. Absolutely brilliant. So guys, for the slightly more experienced traders, again, we can see the buyers running out of steam at known areas. If you've picked up that static bar reversal, is that little minus, it's got a -3 rating underneath it. It's a very, very strong sell point in the market. If you have picked that up, you've gone through your first target, through your second target, and it's money for jam now. It's money for jam. Yeah, beautiful trade, mate. Beautiful trade. Whoever taught you how to do that, right? They're a good egg. Right? They're a good egg. So well done there, guys. Last 15 minutes. For those that are watching, guys, are there any questions at all? Are there any questions at all? Now, we do have our first, guys, our inaugural member support meeting tonight, guys, where anybody, guys, anybody from around the world can attend that. Guys, it's not a closed forum. It's a let's empower traders all over the world to guys all over the world to discover what proper trading is. Guys, proper trading. That is what we're doing. It is a -12 short, mate. Absolutely correct, Mark. Yeah, it's a -12 short. So what does it ultimately mean? Mate, if the sellers can break outside the range of this candle, okay, so if the sellers can break outside of the range of that candle, it's going to be really, really brilliant. Now, again, what we've done by entering under the 76s is we've actually honored these signals over here. Okay, yeah, honored those signals over there because we're not only are we rolling into the last 15 minutes. Again, if the sellers can break down underneath this territory, there'll be many buyers sitting there panicking at this point in time. So, or there'll be a ton of buy orders at 301.75. Again, the only way the buyers can panic is to sell. So if these buyers push up here on this current candle and fail badly, then it's setting up more reversals to the downside. If the buyers decide they're going to take the initiative, which is great, that's why we've got first targets and risk control points. Again, if we get a higher high, if we do push through, we're setting up this static bar reversal again to the downside. So Ahmed might have actually picked up the same trade again at 313.25. And if you have picked up that static bar reversal again, please make sure once you're 12 or 14 ticks into profit, because we are in the last 15 minutes, we're going to cut the risk off. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. Ahmed, well done, mate. Great trade. 20 ticks. So question Mlangisi M. Let me say Langisi. The question, the target, mate, on NASDAQ is 20 ticks when you first start trading. So if you have gone short, guys, underneath that static bar reversal, it's around about the 313.25. It's already punched 20 ticks in your favor. Just be aware for those that are not used to what we do, guys, the last 15 minutes of right now, these markets become very unpredictable. They do it every single day. What they're waiting on is the institutional 60-minute chart traders to start to place their trades. That happens in the last 5 minutes of the hour. So just be aware that the market can become a little bit crazy at this point in time. Okay, so that's why we try and get most of our trading out of the way in the first 35 to 40 minutes. Once it's done, it's done. As you've seen, the numbers have dropped, guys, by about 30 traders already in the LTR because everybody's finished trading for the day. Now, FDAX, we are picking up an S1 reversal. It's the only trade we're allowed to take on the FDAX in the last 15 minutes. So guys, you may have, I wasn't looking at the FDAX, you may have picked up the S1, the single touch reversal. Basically, they've sold down, tagged the S1, so you've gone long over the top. Please be advised, guys and girls, that again, if you trade statically, you're going to wait for this candle to close. There is a little buying delta over the top of this candle. We're going to wait 50 seconds before we execute that trade. If the sellers do sell down and touch the S1 again, we're looking for an S1 reversal at 540. Guys, again, classic first 5-point first target, guys, and off we go. Now, those people, guys, so those people that are watching that -3 static bar reversal, I'm just going to reiterate again, guys, if you've gone short, guys, on that trade at 13.25, so if you've gone short at 13.25, your risk control, guys, is going to be around the 16 tick mark. I'm going to draw a box on the screen for you. Looks like that. Your risk control, guys, the moment they touch the bottom of that box, you would be looking to limit your risk on the trade and just let the profit run into the new hour. If this is the turning point of the market, guys, if this is the turning point, it's going to turn around and go a long way to the downside. Okay, so again, we'll just watch this. It is the last 15 minutes. Guys, certainly no new trades in the last 5 minutes. Guys, that's the Widowmaker candle. That's the one that is not going to be very friendly. We do have a higher high for the experienced Ahmed traders that are out there in the world. So the higher high allows you to take the static bar reversal again. So again, NASDAQ traders, you've just gone through your first risk control point and your first target. So again, if these guys are not ready to reverse now, guys, don't try and go for long range targets until the hour turns correctly, please. All right, so once the hour turns in 9 minutes and 13 seconds, that's when the big targets will be on, guys, not in the last 15 minutes. Ahmed, well done. 100 per contract today, mate. Ahmed, this is very exciting, mate. Yes, mate, this is very exciting. Well, mate, we know, guys, so Ahmed's got some really, really exciting financial goals, guys. They're being fueled by trading. They're being fueled by discipline, being fueled by patience. His wife, guys, beautiful Reem, is 100% behind him on this mission, guys and girls, as my wife is behind me on the day trading mission, because some days we're not very pretty men when we finish, but we do our best. We do our best. Yeah, so well done, mate. It's really exciting, mate. When I'm back, mate, when I'm back in Australia, we can have a celebratory coffee. We'll have a celebratory coffee. All right, now FTX traders, guys, we're in the last 15 minutes. Again, we need to pick up this S1 reversal. We need these guys to push down. We know, guys, I told you guys at the start of the session, FTX loves to go down to the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart. So, guys, if we come down here and we tag that, the experienced FTX traders, you're looking for a long at 540. Okay, you cannot take that trade in the last 90 seconds of the candle. So these buyers have to be very impressive very, very quickly. Otherwise, we're just going to wait for the turn of the hour and trade it then. All right, now just reiterating, is anybody that is short? So great question before. If you are short on that little green candle there, guys, your entry point, guys, is either 13.25 or 13. Either way, guys, let's say worst case scenario, you've ended at 312.5. You've already gone through your 20 tick target. You've already controlled your risk. Please don't carry any risk into the turn of the hour. Okay, please don't carry risk into the turn of the hour. If you have gone short, guys, off the static bar reversal, obviously young Ahmed's gone short once, guys. He didn't go short a second time. We've actually had 3 opportunities to take the same trade. Let's call it 2 opportunities for easy maths. If you're short under the SBR, guys and girls, I'd suggest they're probably going to try and sell into the close of the hour. It all depends on the S&P 500, guys, and it all depends on whether they close under, hey presto, 6,000. Guys, so that's what the pressure's on. But either way, guys, for the NASDAQ traders, if you are short on the NASDAQ, you are way beyond your 20 tick first target. FTX traders, you are long over the top of the S1, please. All right, so these guys have sold down. Worst case scenario, the FTX traders have gone long at 540. As your first target is 545, you're on your first target now. Okay, you're on your first target now. Please don't outstay, Diane, that's all right. You got ATM, that's perfect. Please don't outstay your relationship on the FTX because it's right on the turn of the hour. So Diane, if your ATM triggers and you make a little bit of money, that's okay. That's all right. I think it's going to turn and go a little bit further. Again, guys, so just to reiterate, if you're long on the FTX at 540, Your first target is 545. Now, if this candle was to freeze, we're going to pick up a really lovely reversal inside the new hour. For those that are long for longer range targets, your first target, again, is 545. Your second target is 550. Your second target is 555. Oh, Diane, of course. And we're going to get another crack at that. So I would be really, really happy with that. Now, guys, my ATM, again, on FTX took me out today at +2. So what I'm going to do for my long-range target is I'm actually going to make the ATM, actually, it wouldn't have made a difference today. No. I was going to say I might make the trailing stop a touch 6, pay 1 to try and give it more of an opportunity to boost. Because when you get these markets boosting in your favor, they're hilarious. Okay, so at this stage, guys, I know I've got some FTX traders long at 540. If you're long at 540, guys, your first target is 545. Second target is 550. Third target is 555. Fourth target, guys, is 560. So if you are long, guys, S1 reversal here, even if you're long on a CFD, guys, I'd be looking to try and get this to push up to 560, but I certainly wouldn't be carrying any risk on this trade now. Okay. Milestone achievement. Ahmed, well done, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And mate, if you're coming along tonight to that meeting, there's going to be some, again, I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I was going to have a lot of fun. I enjoy trade. Just to be super clear, we've got around about 100 people registered for that online chat tonight. Now, that doesn't mean 100 are going to come and say good day, but that does mean, guys, that's a lot of traders that are interested in being supported. And I do think that's really exciting. So we're just going to keep bopping along. We'll do our best. No new trades, please. No new trades anywhere. We're in the last 5 minutes of the hour. Guys, all we're going to do is manage our current trades. If I've got any CFD traders that are long, guys, on the FTX, a really good target for you guys is 560. Okay, understanding that you've got to cross the price spread to get in and out of the market. So a 560 would be hilarious. Again, guys, once again, for the NASDAQ traders, we don't have a new signal. If you've taken that static bar reversal, it's gone well beyond the 20-tick first target and risk control point. That's why we do what we do, guys. So you might be just taking small 20-tick trades until we get a big move. That big move will come on the turn of the hour, and that is only 3 minutes away. This is only 3 minutes away. So let's see what these guys have got for us. CFD traders. Guys, your guys are long at 540. Your target is 560. You've just gone through your FTX pivot-based reversal CFD target as well, please. Now, just to give you an idea, that trade there, if you've gone long at 540 and got out at 560, that's an 800 Aussie dollar trade, or around 500 US dollars, if you were able to take that trade from 540 through to 560. So Diane, the beauty of waiting for a pivot-based reversal is if your ATM doesn't take you out, they normally punch on to pay the longer targets, which is very exciting, which is very exciting indeed. Okay, now for the Nazi traders, guys, we're keeping a very, very close eye on the NASDAQ as it cruises into the the close. If we're going to short, guys, if we're going to short sell the NASDAQ, again, we need a higher high. We're waiting 1 minute and 52 seconds. We need a higher high, what we've got, which is brilliant. What we then want is the buyers inside the new hour to push up, get throttled very early. Guys, you've got a number of trades you can pick on. Everyone see that Delta V2 over there on the left-hand side. So that's at 316.25. You've got a Delta V2 here at 314.50. You've got a static bar reversal short, guys, at 13.25. So there's basically multiple price levels that we can enter at once the hour turns if the buyers fly and fail. And if you're over your daily goal, please don't take another trade. I know I sound like the fun police. There'll be people out there in the world that say, but Lockie, if trading works, why not just keep trading? As the reason we don't do that, the reason we use defined KPIs every day is if you become a disciplined KPI-based trader, it's very, very easy to turn professional. It's very easy to, even if it's $400 US a day, even if that's your goal, then great. We get you to $400 a day. We do it 4 or 5 days a week. And then eventually that'll be $3,000 to $4,000 per day, guys. And therefore, all we do is slowly over time, we increase your contracts. We increase your KPI based on contracts. We don't just go and give you a massive KPI. Now, for the FDAX traders, you guys are going to set up an absolutely incredible trade. So turn of the hour, this is not going to be a 4-point turning bar, but you guys are setting up an absolutely wonderful reversal. So what does it mean? In 15 seconds, if we close over yesterday's low and don't gap under yesterday's low, if the sellers retrace down inside the new hour, you guys are going to pick up a reversal long. Guys, it's going to be 2 points over the top of the pivot at 566. So for the FDAX traders, if they push well below 566, okay, come on, push a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. I'm going to try and put the entry on, guys, to show you what I mean. I want them to push down below 566. Okay, if you are long at 566, guys, if you are long at 566 as a pivot-based reversal, your first target, guys, is 571. Let me see if I've got the markets are going to run in opposite directions on me again. So for the FDAX traders, if you're long at 576, your risk control point is 571, and you're about to go through your first target. NASDAQ, I'm coming to you. I'm just watching the FDAX. I can't watch both at the same time. NASDAQ traders, you've started to pick up Delta V2 shorts, guys, the older V2 shorts as well. Right, FDAX. If you guys waited for the sell down to yesterday's low inside the new hour, if you're long at 66, guys, your first target is 71. Your second target is 76. So if you've gone long, guys, on the turn of the hour, that is a perfect FDAX trade. Just perfect trade. If you've waited for that one, Diane, I really hope you're in that one. That's a pivot-based reversal. Diane, the backup trade is that Delta V2. That would be the backup trade. But again, guys, down here off the pivot, super low risk, super high reward. That's all right, Diane. That's all right. We'll get another one. Now for the NASDAQ traders, Okay. Now, again, guys, once again, guys, we're playing the risk control game. Now, if you've gone short, guys, inside the new hour on that red Delta V2, guys, at 317.50, you've just gone through your first target. You're well beyond your risk control point. Okay, well beyond your risk control point. If you've picked up the higher of the deltas over here on the left-hand side that we spoke about earlier, you've gone through your first target and risk control point. Now, I think, guys, if this is the 161.8 fib failure on the S&P 500, if this is the failure point, the NASDAQ is going to give us a static bar reversal short as well, which is going to enable all of the junior traders to take another trade. All right, so at this stage, guys, if you waited for the candle to close and then you picked up the sellers on the way down, if you've got a V2 Delta, guys, on your screen, again, you threw your first target, you threw your risk control point. It's now money for jam. As if you are on this higher Delta over here at 316.25, we've certainly gone through the risk control point. We're just waiting to see if these guys pop. Do I have anyone on FDAX, guys, that's long off yesterday's low for longer range targets? The Delta, so Diane, sorry, the Delta V2, I said it before, the Delta V2 is a valid entry for you. So if you're long on that V2 Delta, guys, at 581, your first target is 586, and you've already touched 587, right? So you for the FDAX traders who needed that V2 Delta, you've gone okay. Your volume is looking pretty good, right? NASDAQ traders. Ah, dearie me. If the NASDAQ pushes underneath these 76s, guys, the NASDAQ is going to go a long way. Cody, over KPI, all accounts, going to walk the dog before the hub meeting. Well done, mate. Brilliant. So, guys, we're interviewing Cody tonight as part of the hub meeting. So what we're doing in every hub meeting is interviewing a trader that's really starting to show some very serious promise. Guys, the beauty of that is, again, the hub meeting is not being run just by me. Again, because you get pretty sick of my voice after a while, the whole intent is you hear from really, really successful traders, those very successful traders, and you say, right, I'm going to be a Cody. Now, guys, if you're not part of Samurai, the link for tonight's hub meeting is on the front of the Samurai website. So everyone in the world is welcome to attend. Send it to your mate, send it to your family, send it to your sister. It goes, anyone can attend, guys. You don't have to be a member of Samurai to attend. So again, we do that very, very deliberately, guys, to make sure that everyone out there in the world gets an opportunity to be supported. Do I have any traders that are short on the NASDAQ for long range targets, please? Because this is actually turning out, guys, to be an absolutely stunning turn of the hour reversal. All right, so if I do have anyone short, on the NASDAQ, okay, these sellers are using a lot of volume, so they're not really impressing anybody. But if you are short, guys, on that Delta V2, if you're short on that one there, if you're short on that one there, if you're short on that one there, or if you're short on the static bar reversal, every one of those trades has gone beyond 20 ticks. Okay, so everyone has gone beyond the signal KPI. That means that we're going to try and let the longer range profit run, but we have no risk on the trade whatsoever. I don't think I've got anyone short on NASDAQ. after all that, I don't think we've got anybody short, but that's okay. It's okay if we don't have anybody short. The market is reading very well. There's no question about that. ESNNQ also 60-minute swing triggered long. Mark, yes, they're trying to trigger 60-minute longs, right? They're trying to trigger 60-minute longs. So interesting point, right? If the short-term sell, which is what we're currently experiencing, if the short-term sell can't go a long way, then we're going to get a really nice trigger to the high side. Okay, absolutely correct. We're going to get a really nice trigger to the high side. So again, guys, if you've gone short on any of those trades, again, they've gone way beyond their 20-tick first target, way beyond their risk control point. So again, if we've got any long-range traders, then please do just lock in profit. So you can't lose any money on the trade. All right, let's go here. All right, so FDAX, we had that. No, that one there is the one we were talking about. And we also had the turn of the hour trade, which is so predictable. So predictable on FDAX. Okay, now I think FDAX might end up being our trade of the day. Again, so guys, for the Nazi traders, regardless of where you went short, guys, you've gone way beyond your 20-tick target, way beyond your risk control point. This is why we do this on every single trade. Again, I've got the buyers, guys. I've got the buyers on the NASDAQ buying into the 61.8 fib on the 4-hour chart. If we get above that with a big, strong candle, guys, it's going to be absolutely amazing to go long. If we can't get above that, it's going to be amazing to go short. so we're going to go one of two ways, guys. We're going to go one of two ways. Now, while we wait for the market to make the decision, guys, are there any questions at all about anything that we've done today? Is there any questions at all? If you've got questions, guys, please, now's a great time. I tell you the masterclass that we've been handed today, was the masterclass by the market, is that 161.8 fib extension. But they came up before, we sold off it. They came up before, we sold off it. They just came up, we sold off it. And literally just chip away, and then we get a big move, and it's hilarious. So it's actually quite good fun. I think, guys, our trade of the day for YouTube, honestly, the trade of the day for YouTube is going to be the turn of the hour. So this huge, guys, this huge efficient three-rated candle here basically says the buyers are in control. We're not going to get in your way. They sold back down, bounced, allowed people to get long off yesterday's low or over the top of the candle or the delta. As an even that delta in itself has gone 5, 10, 15, 20. It's gone more than 25 points to the high side. So I think that'll probably be our YouTube trade of the day. Guys, reason being, as we spoke about it in the LTR, we said, yep, there's a delta, it's acceptable, and we go from there. Now, YouTube, guys, I won't do YouTube today until well after the hub meeting, because the hub starts 30 minutes after the LTR finishes. Okay, so that'll be good fun, guys, to get the traders from around the world. And I would suggest, guys and girls, again, if the S&P can close below 6,000, if we close below 6,000, the NASDAQ is probably going to go for longer range trades. Okay, probably going to go longer. Look at these Delta V3s. If you are really keen for a NASDAQ trade, guys, these deltas are absolutely insane. Okay, so see those three red deltas in a row? Basically saying institutional orders are coming into the market at that point. Now, again, the risk on the trade for us, the little people, the risk is a little bit up there. So you'd have to go for a one-to-one risk to reward, guys, when you first got in. The flip side of that one-to-one risk to reward, the better entry, guys, was up here, the one we've already spoken about, that Delta V2. That in itself has gone 10, 20, 30, 40, more than 50 ticks to the downside. So, guys, so that is the better trade. It's holding far less risk, far better risk, so far better reward potential, but these deltas are valid. Guys, that says to me that the sellers are starting to get very, very angry about what the buyers are doing. Again, for the DAXI, you guys have had a pretty good run today. May I suggest your volume is under 300 now, so we'll just keep an eye on the volume. At this stage, sellers own the stair step. We're looking for buying base reversals. I would want a pretty good little seller retrace here, guys, before we look to buy. And the reason being, guys, we're straight into the bottom of the trend indicator. So last time we came up to the trend indicator, it failed. Came back up to the trend indicator, failed again, come back up to the trend indicator. If we fail again, guys, they're actually going to sell down, give us a far better reversal opportunity to go back the other way. Okay, but a lot of the FTX traders are probably handsomely finished for the day, guys, which I do think is exciting. Guys, any questions at all about anything we've done today? Any questions at all? S&P traders, again, your initial short sell down was absolutely incredible. That's where Greg made his money, guys, which was fantastic. You guys then had a buying reversal coming back the other way. So you're basically trading almost identical to the NASDAQ. Now I'm missing a couple of circles here, guys. We actually on the NASDAQ, let me just grab this. On the NASDAQ, a number of people waited for the candle to go climactic, then went along over the top of the pre-top. Then a number of people waited for the lower low to be created, guys, and took exactly the same trade again. Then we got stuck under the pre-top. And then we were waiting, and they gave us this monster candle. And then again, if we could hold the risk, as if we could hold the risk behind the candle, it's obviously gone really, really well. But I don't want to get into the habit as of putting you in ridiculously high risk trades. That's not what we do. That's not what we do. Now, yeah, the S1, guys, the S1 reversal on FTX today, that was by far the trade of the day. That was just so simple. Young Diane, what you may consider doing, is understanding how reliable pivot-based reversals are. What you could actually do is have a slightly looser ATM on a pivot-based reversal. So instead of say touch 5, pay 1, you might have something like touch 5, pay -5. So you're actually giving the market a greater opportunity to push in your favor and go for far longer range targets. Now, you could practice that for a little bit if you want, and then go from there if you would like to. Can you please go over the red boxes and which way the trade's going to buy or sell? Mark, yeah. Well, so this one up here, so mate, that basically these candles are telling me someone has lost control of the market. So typically, because this is a seller-owned candle, so this one, that's a seller-owned candle. So you've got the high point here and the low point there. It basically says the sellers are 2 times less effective on this candle than they were on the candle before. This one here, mate, because it's a buyer-owned candle, so you've got the high point and the high point there. Sorry, low point, high point. Again, up there, it's telling me that buyers, because the buyers own the candle, are 12 times less effective on that candle. So whoever owns the candle, then the red square relates to that. So at this point in time, see again, red square over here, you've got that's a seller-owned candle. So again, it's telling me the sellers were less effective. Mind you, guys, the high concentration of selling deltas here, if anybody is short on those selling deltas, All right, so these are the red diamonds we were talking about before. As if you're short on those, because we've got such a high concentration of sell orders coming into the market, if you're short on those, you're going to be pushing them down for around about a 20 tick first target. Yeah, cool, Mark. So it goes a 20 tick first target on NASDAQ. And then if we get a runner, we get a runner. If we don't, it doesn't matter. So 20 ticks on the NASDAQ looks like that. If you're in on any of those deltas right there, guys, you're literally tinkering on your first target already. I think the first target's going to get belted the moment the S&P 500 closes under 6,000. So the correlation between these markets is quite amazing. As you got more institutional orders coming in over the top of that 141.4 extension. So I would suggest on the next candle, we should see an increase of selling coming into the market. Let's have a look. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, dearie me. Who could have predicted that was going to happen? So if you are short, guys, I actually think that's quite funny. If you guys are short on those 3 diamonds there, on the 3 diamonds, worst case scenario, you've gone through your 20 tick target and risk control point. Right? If you're short on the top one for 20s and 50s, it's already gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Hey, presto, just went through the 50 tick target. So predictable. So geez, nice trade, mate. Well done. So predictable. Isn't it exciting? Isn't it exciting? Now, mind you, there'll be a whole lot of people out in the world that say you can't predict where the financial markets are going to go. It's like, yeah. Well, we can as 5-minute chart traders. I can't tell you where gold's going to go in the next 6 months, but I can do this. So even if it means we're going for, $100, $100, guys, that's $100 a contract. They add up really fast. I want to add up really fast. Now, FDAX, let's have a look at you guys. So FDAX, you've had the pre-box reversal. We know about that, guys. We're able to pick up that black delta 3 times. So you guys are sitting at 4, potentially 5, 6, 7 trades. So you guys are sitting at 7 trades. Now, depending on how you trade, guys, there's 7 up for grabs there. They've all gone to target. Again, really good way for you to say, all right, I might not be trading the FDAX aggressively enough. All right, so pivot-based reversals, wait for the lower low, looser ATM, long-range targets. That's absolutely brilliant. For the Nasdaq, you guys have had a myriad of trades today. Right, like you've had these static bar reversals over here that we picked up a number of times. We've also picked up similar trades, guys, inside the new hour as well. Now, the key, guys, the key for trading the rollover of the hour, the key is wait for the buyers to show inside the new hour, fail at a known area, and then go short. Okay, so I'd suggest for the Nasdaq traders, you've probably had 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 really good trades, guys. So again, that puts us at around about 11 or 12, and then the S&P, you guys have had some good trades as well. So it puts us around about the 12 to 14 mark, guys, in terms of depending on your trading style, and that means that we're just in alignment with what we've been doing, since 2009, guys, around about 12 to 15 trades in this session if the markets are volatile. And they're clearly bopping along. So any questions at all? Geez, that was a really good trade. Less than a second is always, was it less than a second? Yeah, okay, less than a second you get paid. Well, oh, mate, I'm excited for you. Guys, I'm excited for anyone that takes trading seriously. You'd be amazed at the number of people that say, oh, trading is gambling. And it's like, no, it's not gambling. It's all pure mathematics. That's all it is, just pure maths, which is really exciting. How do you set an ATM to -5, Diane? That's a great question. So when you go and make your ATM, let me go and grab a chart down here. Let me grab Chart Trader. Let me go here. Okay. Let me grab one. I've obviously got a couple of ATMs going on here, guys. Just going to find one that's okay. There's a good one. Yeah, no, there's a good one. So let's go and customize this one. Okay, so at this point in time, so again, if you wanted your stop loss, to go to -5 when it hit +5, what you do is come in here and you say, right, my profit trigger is going to be 5, and I want this to go to -5. Then you'd right click Oh, hang on. Let me just right click on this one. Is it going to allow me to do it? As it will allow me to do in a second. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to save it as a template. Oh, hang on. Save as template. Sorry. So what I would save the template is +5 to -5. So save that as a template. Then what I do is brilliant. And then I go and save my ATM. So if I wanted to save this ATM like this, I just go +5 to -5, save as a template. I would load that, for example, FDAX, perfect. Yes. And basically what it's going to mean at that point in time, Diane, is my stop loss is going to come in to -5 when the market moves +5. Now that's one way that you can reverse off a pivot. You're basically saying, all right, I'm going to go for a 20, 30, 40, 50 point target. The moment the market sniffs in my favor, I can only lose 5 points on the trade. If it runs now, it's going to be amazing. And you might go for a 10 point, 15, 20 point target, however you do that. Yes, well, again, if I was to, again, I won't go and trigger it now, but if I was to go and trigger that, you probably find that works really, really well. Okay. So go and test it, Diane. Obviously, test it in sim. Make sure it's doing what you need it to do, and we can rock and roll from there. Okay. So, guys, 20 past the hour. The market, again, is starting to slow down a little bit. Buyers still own the stair step. No question about that. If we got the S&Ps back above 6,000, so we've just got to be a little bit careful about reversing the little NASDAQ here. Is what we want, guys, like all reversals, we want the reversals to be a long way. Look, there's another lesson, guys. What did I say before? The market loves getting stuck at the middle of the MDI. All right, so if you short those deltas there, which we did do, they've obviously gone very well. They got tagged at the middle of the MDI. So what we don't want, guys, is we don't want to take trades in the middle of the trend indicator. We want the market to move well away from the trend indicator and then pick up the reversal and sell it down. Well, that's really, really quite important. Guys, note the trend indicators are different. So the S&P 500's got its own trend indicator. NASDAQ's got its own trend indicator. So there's no such thing in the game, guys, of trading a one size fits all. That's not how the markets work. That would be the same as saying all markets move in the same fashion. If you look at the charts tonight, it's not the case. It's not the case. Now, let's see what we've got. So about 3 minutes, guys, until we basically draw a line in the sand and say we're done. The only trade we can get on NASDAQ, guys, the only trade, and we've had, look, guys, 5 or 6 or 7 trades. They've all gone where they need to go, which is exciting. The only trade we can get is if we were to push right up here on the NASDAQ. If we were to push right up here on the NASDAQ, get well above that 61.8, we're going to set Fibonacci's to trap them, and we're going to get them again. Again, that's the only thing we're setting up. Guys, we can't buy these black deltas here. Okay, the enemy of the black delta is going to be the 50 fib of the micro trend. So let me just show that to you. Okay, Fibonacci down to catch them on the way up. We can't trade that one because it's into the fib. We can't trade that one because it's assuming you close over. So we can't actually trade either of those. So guys, what it means is we wait for the buyers to push up, fail. It'd be magic if they fail at that 161.8. Absolutely magic. Then we turn it around and send it back the other way. But I think, guys and girls, honestly, I think we might be done. I think we've navigated fairly carefully today. I think we've navigated fairly carefully. We've followed the strategy. We've done what we're told. Most people have walked away. My wife has belted her KPI today. So 3 times her daily KPI, which is brilliant. She's a very happy camper, guys, which is awesome. I'm just watching the charts. I think Europe's about to go to sleep. I said it's gonna drag everybody else with it. So any questions, guys? Any questions at all? Was any questions at all? We do have the hub meeting, guys, starting in 37 minutes from now. So if there is a question that comes out of today, it's brilliant. May I suggest the lesson of today, guys, it's all about ratios. So if we go back to the PowerPoint slide we started with, it's all about ratios. And for the guys that picked up this pre-market reversal and ran it down, In fact, that could be the trade of the day. Honestly, this one here, that's a 200 tick trade. That could be a better trade of the day. I might say. Mind you, the FTX is so obvious, isn't it? Look at this. So obvious. I don't know. In fact, what do you guys think? Do I do an FTX video tonight, or do I do a NASDAQ video? You tell me which one you want, and I'll get that out on YouTube shortly after the hub meeting. Cole, you want NASDAQ, of course. Cole wants NASDAQ. Well, again, guys, interesting point. Market shot up, failed at the green Fibonacci. It's a -3 rated that's followed by multiple deltas, and then a 2 rated candle and a 2 rated candle, and then it just plummeted. So this is all the reversal traders going, you know what, we're done. Like, we're done. This is, let's dominate. So now what we might do, guys, I'm going to try. Now this didn't work well last time. I'm going to try and turn the camera back on, guys. So we'll just see how we go. See how the technology goes for us. Oh, hang on. We might have a camera coming back on again.
You can see you loud and clear. Yes.
Oh, there's the big boss, guys. I've got to behave. Got to behave. So, I hope you've had a great session tonight. We've picked up a lot of really good little trades. ICE has been very profitable. Certainly, the open was incredible. So, guys, thank you to TTP again for having us globally. It's been good fun, guys. I hope you learned something. Hope you made some money, guys, and I just hope you enjoyed the experience, because it was a pretty good little trading day today, guys.
All right, so, lovely people. Thanks for joining us for this weekly live trading room with our beloved Lachlan. I'm pretty sure we all learned very interesting stuff, and the markets will never fail to surprise us. Just a quick reminder, we celebrate our 3 years of TTP, and we have a special discount for you. So check out our social, and yeah, we'll see you next week, same time. And yeah, see you soon. Thanks,
Thank you. See you guys. Bye. Bye.
Okay, I think we're done.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Was it intense?